Yo, what's going on? I'm Marcus. Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in to the channel, The Debt Free Dad. Why my computer so far over? I don't want to get them no free advertisement. Move that right there. Ain't nobody getting no free advertisement on this channel unless it's a content creator who made their own stuff. So I'm Marcus. You're the channel, The Debt Free Dad, where we're talking finances, financial takes, financial topics, attorney reviews, and more importantly, I'm letting y'all know what's going on in the household of the debt-free dad, because the DFD family, we over here on our path to financial freedom, which is how we interpret it to be, and on the road to become first generation millionaires. So I wanted to do a video today where I do I guess it's a product or service review. I guess it's a kind of both. Um, I typically don't do reviews for stuff, and you don't see me on here doing a review of a phone I got or something like that. If it's a service, something finance related, a finance app or something like that, then maybe your boy will do a product review. But hurry up and drink your tea. Normally that's kind of not my thing, but I thought this was interesting because I know a lot of people out there either have YouTube channels or are thinking about starting a YouTube channel or may have a podcast, or there are a lot of people out there who are content creators. I know other creators watch my channel. I watch other channels by creators. So I wanted to talk about just some things I got, some lessons I learned real quick from two YouTube courses that I purchased. Now, I tell y'all, and I give my caveat when it comes to purchasing courses, especially from a creator that's on any social platform, I'm automatically cautious. I'm automatically giving it the side eye. I've seen so many stories and so many articles and seen so many lawsuits of content creators who have courses and they're generic courses, they're scam, people get hosed. So, of course, when it comes to any type of course, y'all know me, I'm always the skeptical guy. I'm always reluctant to do things. But during this entire YouTube journey, and I'm gonna pull some metrics up so y'all can see a little bit of what things was going on before I took the courses and what things were going on after I took this course. But there's on this journey on YouTube creating content, I tell everybody, I don't care what it is you do, you should record it and upload it to YouTube. I actually watch a guy who is like 67 years old and started to skateboard during a pandemic because he was working from home. And I low key think I was watching it to see if he was going to fall, which he never did. And if he did, I probably missed that video. But people out there take in all kinds of content. So I don't care if you're a truck driver, a mechanic, uploading a 5-minute video could be something that'll get a lot of views because a lot of people like to watch a lot of stuff. Now, in this YouTube journey, if you're thinking about doing it or thinking about getting on social media, I'm gonna give you a before we even get into the course overview, I'm gonna give you a quick things that you definitely shouldn't do because these are things that I did. Okay, thing number one that I honestly don't recommend doing is joining the YouTube support groups like on Facebook and all of these other stuff. All of that stuff is kind of lame and corny. All right. I'm just going to tell you, in my opinion, it was only two that I actually seen that were really viable, where people would put different thumbnails up and get feedback or ask for show ideas or ask if anybody had a particular expertise in a certain area to get guests. It was two that I seen that were like that. Most of the ones that I seen were people putting a bunch of mukbang and ASMR videos up, and a lot of persons from India, Pakistan trying to market SEO services or something to that effect. So I think, me personally, for me, I think that I probably would have been farther ahead had I not done that, posting my videos in those crazy groups and having wild people go look at a video for 1 7, fucking up the algorithm. So that's kind of point number one. All right. Point number two, paying for promotion on YouTube. Now, in hindsight, and I don't know, a lot of people probably will never say, oh, I never paid for promotion. But hey, I think most people, if you start YouTube, you look and be like, oh man, this service will promote your YouTube channel or your video for $10, $15, $30 a month, whatever it is. First of all, I think that's I was I, I'm not gonna say it's stupid to do it, but if I could go back in hindsight, I wouldn't have done that shit either. I'll tell you, one is I think at the end of the day, it always messes up the algorithm. It always messes up who the video is getting recommended for. Real talk, honestly, if you just put videos up and don't do anything and battle through the one, the two, the three views, thinking you make a video to slap, we all been there. You think you make a video that's fire and slap, and you put it up and you be like, man, 4 people watched it, and I got 1 like and 3 dislikes. Like, we all been there, but I think it's advantageous. And if I could go back, I would have stayed away from the promotional service. I actually tried 2 of them. I tried one that was with the actual company. Um, I think it was called Promoter. And I tell you, that was hot trash. I got a bunch of views for the video that I think I got the service for. So they clearly promoted it somewhere. I got a bunch of views. But when you look at the views for that video, like the average view time, what's the hell is the point of having 6,000 views if the average view time is like 10 seconds? All it's going to do is jack up the algorithm. It's going to confuse the hell out of who YouTube should recommend your videos for. So stay away from that shit. Okay. The other one that I did that was really crazy, I did a promotional service through Fiverr. Okay. Now I tell you, that is probably the worst of the two. Between Promoter and Fiverr, I would probably stay away from the Fiverr stuff. You know what Fiverr is dope is? When I wanted somebody to hook up my logo. You know, this logo on this shirt, I kind of knew how I wanted it. I drew it out. And once I did the logo, I actually gave the logo to somebody so they could help me with my screen introduction. That's where Fiverr is really dope at. Okay. Now, when you talk about promoting a video, it's dumb. YouTube's job is to promote your video. So in hindsight, why the hell should anyone pay somebody to promote their video when that's what YouTube's job is to do? It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I did it. I was like, hey, y'all, promote this video. Again, video get a bunch of views from like Uzbekistan or somewhere that doesn't make any really difference. No one's watching the video long. You'll probably get a bunch of subscribers one day and then lose all of them the next day. All of that is for the birds. So as a matter of course, stick away from all the promotional stuff. All right, now I want to dive in and talk about, let's talk about the YouTube growth course. All right, everybody wants to find a way to get free knowledge, get game, but there are some courses out there from people who have grown channels and made channels from nothing. And, you know, it's dope. When you see somebody who grew a channel for nothing, you look and say, damn, they grew it from nothing. This is something that I want to do. So I'm going to talk about the first course that I took. It was a Think Media course. Now, this Think Media course wasn't the course that cost $497. This course was actually substantially cheaper. I think I maybe paid like $60. You know how they do a courses, like act now and you can get it for X amount off, like it's some type of sale or something. Probably is a sale because they overcharged in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. Now, if you don't know who Think Media is, if you aren't familiar with Sean Cannell and the folks over at Think Media, generally, I think it's a good channel. Like, I give them A+ when it comes to this whole setup right here, working on the lighting, even though I do got that one annoying glare that's on this poster that's coming from this computer. But, you know, when it comes to the audio, the mic, testing 1, 2, 3, mic check 1, 2, the lighting, the cameras, you know, fundamental things like that, when you're talking about production, I think that's where Think Media strives. So let's talk a little bit about their course. I think I paid maybe 60, 70, 80 bucks. It was slightly under $100, whatever it was. But I was like, oh, Think Media. I actually remember talking to another sister of mine in the content creation game, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to try it. So I got the course. Okay. First things first, because I'm already skeptical with courses, one, the speakers in the course presentation just weren't people who could keep my attention. I'll tell you, as far as the content, as far as what they actually talk about, it was actually good information. It was actually information that you can find. Because let's be honest, everything that you want from a YouTube growth course or anything. I mean, if you want to change a transmission, an alternator, you want to do drywall, you can go to YouTube and find the video. So if you go through Think Media's YouTube page, they probably got a bunch of free videos that'll equal up and explain and give you all the answers that you're looking for the questions you have. The reason that people pay for a course is really one of convenience, because they put all of the information that you need to a particular subject matter in one area. So that was dope. As it relates to the overall structure of the course, I thought was dope as well. It was video instructions. They had a workbook. So they gave you everything that you needed if you were like an audio visual learner, or any alternative if you were someone who needed to go through a textbook to read it. So you had different ways to take in the information. For me, I just weren't captivated by the speakers. So if it's a workbook and a video, I'm not watching a video of someone who I just personally can't relate with. I've been through a couple of lives that Think Media had, and there's a billion people in there, and some of this is a product of they're just huge, so they can't reply to comments. You send a super chat in, they're gonna acknowledge you, put you up on the screen, but they may not necessarily address the question. So some of it is that this is actually a big business. But for me, hey, as far as production, microphone, lightings, camera, how to do the presentation, ways to present, outlines, all of that stuff, Think Media is dope. But as far as their course on YouTube growth, I just didn't want to hear it. And I know that his story is great. He started from just, filming the channel one day, and he showed his real earliest videos, and they were trash, just like everybody's earliest videos, just like this video is probably going to be 3 years from now for me. But the story was great. The speaker just didn't get me excited. You know what I mean? And I know that's irrelevant because, hey, we all sat through a boring ass class where the teacher was whack, but you needed the material. But for me, it was just something that I just couldn't get through. I probably completed about 70% of that course. And after that, I started to do it in order. After that, and the speakers just really weren't popping for me. I just couldn't relate to the presentation of it. It was one of those things where I just kind of thumbed through the outline, and I was like, okay, I want to know about this. I'll watch this particular video. But it was no way that I was going through that entire course step by step by step by step, because I just thought the presentation was trash. Now, hey, again, I tell you, I go to YouTube events and things, and I may run across the good old folks that Think Media. Like I said, the information is legit. The presentation just didn't rock with me. And besides, when I pay my money, I reserve the right to give my opinion on shit that I paid for. So, hey, if I give my opinion and it hurts somebody's feeling, it is what it is. But hey, that's when you got a product, the same way people give me thumbs down or disagree in the comment, just be prepared to get it. So that was my take on Think Media. I think for the 80 or 100, it was 100 or less, whatever. I caught it on the fire sale for what I paid for it. If I could go back, I probably wouldn't have done it again. Like I said, with all of these courses, all the information you need is right there. So you don't necessarily need to go out and get a course, but the benefit of the course is you're not searching through a shitload of videos. You got everything in one area. But when it comes to production, I give Think Media, hey, y'all get 2 thumbs up on the production side of the game, on the tips on the equipment, on the presentation, on how to do it. The presentation was just trash for me, and your boy couldn't sit through it. It felt like a boring ass calculus class that I took, and I just didn't want to sit through it. So that's kind of my take on Think Media. Now, for some people, that presentation may be perfect for you. You may like kind of a little bit of a drier presentation. If that's you, hey, it may work out perfectly for you. But for me, I would have probably took a pass if I could do it over. But it did have some viable information. And I think with all of these courses, we all now know about SEO and YouTube growth and the algorithm and things, all the shit that we could search on our own. So for some people, it might slap, but it just wasn't for me. And hey, hindsight is 2020. If I had to backtrack, I would have took a hard pass on the Think Media course. That's just kind of my take on that. All right, now I'm gonna talk about this next course, right? And I hope this, all the creators check this stuff out, right? I'm gonna tell y'all the channel name is Dorian Group 82, and I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue how the hell he even popped up on my algorithm. I don't know if it was a YouTube. No, it couldn't have been a YouTube growth. Maybe I watched something or searched something related to hip hop, and one of his videos popped up. And I'm gonna tell you my initial thought when I saw it, because I think it was like a live video. And his live videos is wild. Like he's in his live, and if he got a troll in his live chat, he gonna go in on the troll. he he may be partaking in some of the goodness that Mother Nature has to offer, known as cannabis during some lives. So I was like, man, who is this guy, and why the fuck did he pop up on my algorithm? But I watched for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm gonna be honest, the first time, we always make a first impression, and I think he was going in on somebody as soon as I joined in, and I was like, man, I ain't watching this bullshit, so I clicked it off. But once you watch something, they gonna throw it out there to you again to see if you bite. And I think a short video, something related to hip hop and marketing, popped up, and I watched that, and I was like, oh, that was an interesting clip. And I think that's kind of how I went down the rabbit hole. So let me give a background on this guy. Guy's named Dorian. His channel really grew up and kind of blew up from a music marketing standpoint. If you go to his channel, he primarily was a music marketing channel. He had millions of streams on Spotify and Spotify playlists. So he was putting out a lot of content related to hip hop and related to how you can market your music in this social media age. And marketing is marketing. I don't give a damn if it's music, if it's video, if it's you marketing your services as a financial planner. The general concepts of marketing stays the same. There's just going to be some small nuances as it relates to whatever your particular area is. So he started out as a music marketing guy. And I looked at his channel and I was like, damn, this dude got a lot of damn subscribers. Why the fuck did it blow up like that big? And I wasn't somebody who was early to the game. I think now he may be at 225 or 230, 240,000 subscribers, somewhere in that realm, right? But the thing that piqued my interest, he did a video. It was like how much YouTube paid him for like 1 million views or something like that. And when he put that number up, I was like, damn, that was one of his most popular videos. And I was like, damn, how the fuck did this guy grow that channel like that? I saw the live again. I prejudged it, and I was like, I didn't really see him talking about shit. He was just going in on somebody. So I was like, let me go back and watch it live. So I went back, watched the live, and I was like, okay, he actually gave us some knowledge in there. If you go in there and cut up, though, he gonna let you know that that's his channel. But he was giving some knowledge, and so slowly he turned this course. And I tell you, I never met this dude. I don't know this dude from Adam, and shit that I think it sucks, I'm gonna bring it up if it does. That's just my right as someone who's reviewing the product. And so I went into the live, and in one of his lives, he was talking about that video, how much YouTube paid him for 1 million views. He showed the number amount, and I'm a numbers guy. I don't like people who talk about investing but never show their portfolio. I'm probably not gonna stick around your channel for long because I need you to show me. Anybody can sit there and say some shit, but I need you to show me. So once he started showing the numbers, I thought that was dope. And one day he was like, did a live. I'm answering questions on YouTube growth. I'm gonna let y'all know how I went from 0 subscribers to 200 and something thousand subscribers. And he even showed like the people that I'm competing with in this market. It was the Grant Cardones. It was some of your biggest YouTubers out there. And so he started just answering questions on presenting social media. Yo, y'all mad loud. Knuckleheads came home, they mad loud. But he started answering questions on how to grow social media platforms. I'm talking about TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that. And so as people were putting questions in, and he may have 30, 40, sometime 100 and something, I've seen probably more depending when he go live, but he had a lot of people in there, but he was actually going through answering the questions. And so, I was like, damn, this dude actually answering questions and seemed like he giving some solid information. So I'll tell you, this is one advantage that his course had over Think Media. The size of Think Media, it made them really too big to interact. You go to a live with Think Media, and I know it's unsustainable when you start getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but there's some value for me when I go in your live and I can see someone answer a question that I have, and I think like, oh shit, he actually answered that question. Even though it wasn't a super chat that was $59.99, you know what I mean? So I thought that was dope. So again, I never commented. I don't even think I subscribed at the time. And so what I did, just sat back, listened to what he was saying. And I started listening to really to what he was saying related to TikTok because I was like, man, I hate IG. IG all clean cut. I'm gonna go rock with TikTok. And I started listening to his advice on TikTok. And after I listened to his advice, I was on TikTok for a while putting up content and wasn't nobody watching that shit. Wasn't nobody watching it. But after listening to just advice he gave other people in his live about TikTok, in about 80, 90 days, no more than 3 months, I met the monetization requirements on TikTok. I had the 10,000 followers, and it happened, literally. I was like, I'm gonna try what he said and do it consistently. And boom, boom, boom. Literally, I probably had like 200 followers, and in a 3 month period, I was at the 10,000. Then once I got to 10,000, I'm gonna tell you I slowed down because I want to kind of change and rebrand how I did my TikTok, but that's a whole nother story. But the first thing that I noticed that I'll give him props on was because his audience was smaller, he was able to actually interact with his audience more. It allowed me to ask specific questions in his live without paying a fucking super chat fee, and those questions were getting asked. And when I went to actually implement those things, it was working. So, after I noticed that for a couple months and after everything blew up on TikTok, I said to myself, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and start. I dropped a super chat in. I was like, you know what? This dude gave me some gems to help me do something. And it wasn't nothing. It was maybe $4, $5. I dropped a super chat in there, and he answered a question. And when he answered your question, he answered questions how I'm good with taking them. I don't want nobody to sugarcoat the shit. If I say, should I do A or B? And you be like, man, A is dumb as hell. You should do B. Give it to me directly like that. Don't beat around the bush. So that's kind of how you're going to get your answers. So if you get your feelings hurt easily, you may want to go visit the Think Media or somebody else who's going to kind of operate with kid gloves. But this dude kind of really gives it the truth. It is what it is. So now let's talk about the course. After a while, again, he gave me some gems that were free just from sitting in on lives and answering questions that helped me monetize my TikTok. And then after that, I started actually reaching out with questions through super chats during his live, and he was giving me gems on YouTube. I tell you, I started to implement those things. And since I started implementing those things, I'll tell you, at a minimum, I probably get a minimum month would be 100 subscribers a month since I started implementing those things. And I started in, I want to say May. I think I took the course in May. Excuse me, in June, I kind of took a little hiatus because we had family things going on. And so I started the course in May. June, I took a hiatus because I had family things going on. July, August, onto now, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and implement these things. And so I'll tell you the course one, but before I even get to the stuff that I implemented, I'll tell you, he started talking about he's going to do a YouTube growth course. Hey, I grew this channel from 0 to 200 something thousand subscribers. And that's all he does. He does, music marketing, but he's a full-time content creator. And that has some value for me. You know what I mean? When you're not saying you can't have another job, but to see somebody go from having a job to becoming a full-time content creator, that gives some validity in the shit that you're talking about. And I think Media had that going on, but this brother had it going on as well. But so far, the access and the interaction gave him a leg up from Think Media. And it could be just a product of Think Media is just so big, it's hard for them to interact with their viewers the way someone who has a smaller channel does. Okay. Now, the next thing he kept talking about, I'm going to do this YouTube growth course. I'm going to do this YouTube growth course. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And I'm like, all right. And though he would say something to the effect of, if I did anything that helped you, put a 1 in the chat, or 2 in the chat. Or if I helped make you some money in any way, put a 1 in the chat, put a 2 in the chat. And I was like, damn, this dude, I give him some credit. He gave me some gems, and I essentially doubled what I was making per month. I essentially doubled what I was making per month on YouTube, which isn't a lot of money. But think about it. If you could take a class on something and it doubles your income, you make $60,000, you take a class, and now you make $120,000. That's a win. You know what I mean? Real talk, that's a win. So, he talked about putting out the course. He finally put out the course. So the things that made me feel comfortable even buying this course, and that shit was 400 and something dollars. I don't look at that likely. Trust me, it was long, hard thoughts. I had a conversation with my wife, and I done spent $400 on stupider stuff than a course to help, I guess my YouTube channel and the business over here at DFD Creative Media. But I actually went through, bought the course. I bought it the day it was dropped. But some of the things that made me feel comfortable was, like I said, it was interaction where he answered a lot of my questions and helped me get monetized on TikTok. And what did he charge me for that? Absolutely fucking nothing. Then he helped me start to get some trajectory on my YouTube channel where it was going up in the right direction. Small business, minority owned business, to me, I think that's always a plus. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go and buy this course, whatever. It's a write-off at the end of the day. So I went ahead and bought the course. Now, when I bought the course, I'll tell you the first thing I was thinking, like, all right, this course better not be no bullshit. All right, pardon my language, but that was a more aggressive curse word than what I'm used to doing. But my first thought was like, man, I hope this course isn't no bullshit. When you buy a course from a Think Media, they're so big and they've been doing it for so long. You know that their course is going to have a certain value to it. Their product, even if you don't like shit about the product itself is going to present well. So my first thought was like, man, I hope this damn product presents well. So I go on PayPal, buy it. Now, the course was structured just like a little bit better actually than Think Media's course. Now I'm telling y'all, this is my honest opinion because I don't know this I don't know this dude. I never saw this dude, and like I said, if it's some shit about it that suck, I'll let you know as I go through this. But the course, like I said, it presented well. There was a video portion of the course. There was a workbook to the course, but there were also exams after each section. So how it was presented was as if you were going through college. You had freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, undergrad, and you had all these different levels. And in each level, they had different topics. And on each topics, you have to take an exam and you get a score on that thing. And so, when I first buy something, it's like when you buy a video game when you're little, you just kind of enamored with it and you want to see how it is. So as soon as I bought that course, I went through like the first day and a half, the first 2 days, I went through probably the freshman year and the sophomore year like that. Now, I tell you, like I said, all of this shit is out there for free. If you on YouTube, hey, what's going on? What's going on? I know, right? But if you go to any of these channels and you search how to grow on YouTube, you can find all the videos there in bits and pieces. But like I said, the course puts it all together, so you're not doing all of that searching. So the presentation was good, right on par with what they gave from Think Media, just as far as production quality. The workbook was detailed, no damn errors, because I'm a stickler about that when I'm reading something. And something that Think Media didn't have that they had were the exams. I thought the exams were helpful because if you did get something wrong, you can see like, damn, okay, I missed this one. You pick up on that point right away, so it wasn't that big of an issue. So I thought it was dope. So as I go through the course, it was funny because I think he maybe did a live or something later on that day or a couple weeks later as I'm going through the course. And he was like, oh man, he was like, hey, Debt-Free Dad, I actually put a question that you asked in the live in the course. And I was like, oh shit. He was like, yeah, so you got that free promotion forever. But I'll tell you that I felt comfortable. And after 3 weeks, like at first you're like, oh yeah, this is okay. After 3 weeks, a month, that was a purchase that I didn't regret, and it was $497. Now, and it gives you options to buy just courses on specific subject or just the freshman year courses. But I was like, I'm not doing all of that. I'm just gonna buy it all at once, get it all at once at one given time. But it was definitely a good product. The presentation was dope. The presentation was professional. On his lives, he may go in on you, but on the on the video, on the course material was presented well. He has actually a lot of free courses you can do. I think it's called Skillshare. If you actually go on Skillshare, go to group82university.com. He had a lot of free courses you could do on Skillshare related to music marketing, related to YouTube growth, and all that. But at the end of the day, it was a course that I felt comfortable buying. Now, it was some lessons that he gave. I talk about them briefly because I don't really want to go into the details of what was in the course, but I did wanted to pull some things up just so I could show you all, like, I mean, sometimes the proof is in the pudding when, you're talking about things like that. So if you can see what I have on the screen right now, this is essentially a list of views that I'm getting that shows returning viewers, new viewers, and everything. And so, one thing that was stressed in this course, and I think this kind of really facilitated the growth of my channel. And like I said, it is not crazy growth, but some months I get 197 new subscribers, some I get 150. At a minimum, I normally get, at a minimum, since I started doing all of this stuff, 100 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 100 subscribers per month. But you can see one of the points that he gave out in the gems was you have to use YouTube Shorts. If you want to see your channel grow, Shorts is the way to get new viewers in. Take a look at this first video at the top right here. All right. Sway had the right answers. So that was a short that I did. Look at the amount of new viewers that these shorts have on it. 9,000, 2,000, 1,000. All of those ones that got those really huge views, more likely than that, those are shorts because people are going to direct to those and watch those. Now, he explains this in the class, but for those of you who may not know how YouTube Shorts work and how the algorithm work, right now, think of it as two separate algorithms. When you make a long form video, there's a certain algorithm that recommends that to certain people. And when you make short form video, there's a certain algorithm that recommends that to people. So right now, currently, when I make a YouTube short and it gets 9,000, 100,000, 20,000 views, those people who see those shorts, they're going to get reintroduced to my next short. But right now, they aren't currently getting introduced to my long form content. So that's one thing that you have to think about. So the audience who rock with your shorts is completely fucking different from the audience who's going to watch your long form videos. And those numbers on the screen just kind of show it. Now there is a small conversion rate. I tell you there is a small conversion rate. Yeah, I tell you there is a small conversion rate. So if I would say for every 10 new subscribers you may get from a short, maybe 10 to 20% of those will actually check out your long form content because it's two different audiences. So that's the first thing you got to understand. Now, that was at the time that I took this course. That was right now. If you all are creators out there, take a look because YouTube is actually changing the shorts algorithm. So I don't know if y'all noticed, y'all gonna see my face probably once a day, sometimes twice a day. And if it's a day where I don't do a video, I'll make sure to put a short out. And the reason I'm doing that is because at the beginning of the year, the way the shorts algorithm is going to work, those people who are introduced to your shorts, they slowly going to start getting an introduction into your long form content. So with that being said, you have to make sure that you have an audience there with the shorts. But the first thing is the people who watch your shorts, most of them probably aren't going to tune in to watch a long form video. I got a video I'm going to do on loophole that a finance loophole that Donald Trump implemented in 2019 and nobody gives him credit for. But like the people who watch a short where Steve Harvey is talking about finance may not necessarily be tuned into that. So what I got from this course, and one thing, hey, I appreciate it. One thing that I learned to do was, and I don't know if you all noticed this, but to get some traction, I started doing the shorts with a lot of stuff because most people don't care about what DFD got to say about finances. But if Jay-Z or Steve Harvey or Mr. Wonderful or somebody says the same thing, people going to care about it and people going to listen. So I started out by putting out those shorts with celebrities because it was people who, if you see them, you would immediately recognize them. You'd be like, what the hell does this person have to say? And that brought a lot of people in. Now I'm not putting out as many of those shorts. I only put those shorts out on the weekends. It'll be like a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday where I may put a celebrity short out. But what I'm doing now is I'm putting more shorts out that's related to me. It's content of me talking about it, chopping up a long form video. Maybe if I did a video collaboration with someone else and I can at their channel or their Instagram page. But the reason I'm introducing more of myself into the shorts, and this is something that got and it makes sense, is because again in 2023 the people who are watching your shorts are going to start getting introduced to your long form content. So I want these people over here in this shorts category to be used to seeing my face. Like if they be like, damn, I seen all this dude got is hip hop videos of people talking about finance, that's what I'm expecting to see in his long form videos. That is going to turn them off the jump. So now I'm putting more short form videos out with me and my content. But on the weekends, I drop something with the entertainers to kind of keep those folks still on board. So my channel still pop up in their algorithm. So that was kind of, one of the gems and one of the jewels that I got that I think can really go a long way. And you can see those data and metric points actually show that the new viewers to the shorts are just crazy, So that's where you're going to get a lot of new eyes on your channel. Now, let me talk a little bit about let me pull it up because I had another point that I wanted to show real quick. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. All right, this one, it goes to the power of shorts. And like I said, right now, shorts and long form content have two different algorithms. So that stuff goes to two different audience. At the beginning of 2021, YouTube is going to start putting your long form content in front of the people who are watching your shorts. So now is a prime opportunity. I mean, if I were you, that's what I'm doing. But I think it's a prime opportunity to start putting shorts out there because those videos have a much easier chance of popping. Now, take a look at the views from the shorts feeds. You can see views from the shorts feed. This is over the past, 28 days? Over 16,000 views from the short feeds. A vast majority of that is new users that are being introduced to the channel for the first time. You can see that the watch hours for shorts is 77 hours. Next up is YouTube search. So I mean, it is night and day. But the way it's explained and on my experience, what I'm seeing, shorts is designed to get you subscribers. Long form content is designed to get you watch time. Now, I will tell you that YouTube also in 2023, they're changing how they're monetizing shorts as well. So it could be a lot of opportunity for people who have shorts that are taking off to make some money. So that's kind of point number one. But these are kind of gems that I got from the YouTube course that I paid for. Now, like I said before, a lot of times the main thing, yeah, it starts out as just documenting something or putting something out. But at the end of the day, let's keep it a buck. If you can build up a side hustle and help people by providing them some type of entertainment content, emotional content, educational content, if you can do any of those things, that's definitely what you're going to move forward and what you're going to want to do. So I wanted to just show y'all how the increase in the revenue. Now, again, when you got a couple thousand subscribers on YouTube, you don't make any real balling months. I think my biggest month was like maybe $50 or something like that. But I want to just bring this out and just take a look. Now, right here, we got October at the bottom. But if we go up in May, right here, May, but you can see what the average is, 12, 22, 22. I had a $50 a month, but it was somewhere between $12 and $15 on average. And May was when I took the course. June, I kind of took time off. And when I came back in July, August, September, you can see it is typically over $30 a month. And I tell y'all, for me, just from a channel standpoint, my goal was I just want my channel to make $1 a day. If it gets $31 every month, that's the starting point, and then you just kind of build from up there. But a lot of that came from implementing these strategies. But just think about it: if you go from making $12, if like I said, you made $50,000 a year, and you took a course, and instantaneously, and the next month you would make $100,000, you would be like, "Damn, that course was worth it." So I feel like this course was worth it. And the dope part of it is like if you find a course that fits you and is actually a good course that you think is a relatively good course. Now, I'm not endorsing this course. I'm not telling nobody to go out there and get it. He actually has an affiliate program where people who sign up for the course, I think he gives them half of the proceeds for the people who sign up for the course. I'm not in none of that stuff because I was like, I want to make sure I can give this completely unbiased and an unbiased review. But the course from a small content creator proved to be more valuable than the course from a much bigger content creator. I think information wise, the information was the same. I think the same stuff that Think Media was talking about was probably the same stuff that was talked about in Group 82's YouTube growth course. It was probably all the same, but for me, it was the accessibility of it. I know if I'm on my phone and I just open up my phone and I take a look at my phone and I open it up and I'm like, oh man, this dude doing the live. If I tap in on that live and I ask a question, there's a strong likelihood that that question going to get answered. You're going to be like, oh, I think you should do this, or you should consider doing this, or this is what I do, but do whatever the hell you want to do. And so I feel like for me, that availability was something that always made it better. And I tell you, as far as how I learned, that's always been the case. Any course where the teacher actually makes themselves available was a course that I relatively thrived in because it gave me a resource to be able to get my questions answered, to look somewhere outside of what the text is. So that was kind of, that was kind of my overall experience with it. I don't think that it's a silly thing to do to pay for a YouTube growth course, but I do think you should pay for growth course from someone who has given you some reason to validate the words that they're saying. And I tell you, and hey, I met this guy. It's nothing against this guy. Anthony O'Neill with the Dave Ramsey show. Someone had mentioned to me that he's doing a YouTube growth course. And I was like, oh, that's dope. Now, but me personally, I probably would never want to buy a YouTube growth course from someone who was like an Anthony O'Neill. And it's not because he doesn't have the information, because Anthony O'Neill worked with Dave Ramsey, who is one of the biggest finance personalities in the United States. So I'm sure Anthony O'Neill seen the best of SEO, the best of marketing, the best of all that shit. I'm sure Anthony O'Neill seen all that in all his time with Dave Ramsey, and he could probably give you some dope ass jewels. But for me, his content, when he left Dave Ramsey, he brought that audience with him from Dave Ramsey. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's dope. But for me, I resonate more with the YouTube guy who rolled out of bed and cut on his cell phone and said, you know what? I'm going to start recording and see what happened with this shit. That story for me fits me better because that's just what I did. I just woke up one morning, took the bandages off my head, and said, you know what? I'm going to go out and sit in front of this camera and talk about what I want to do different with my finances after I almost died. That's just kind of what it is. So, make sure you find a course where someone has a message and they can present it in a way that makes sense. Make sure, and I'll tell you the other thing that helped is this guy had a previous course that was done. So I was actually able to get feedback from people who took his marketing course and the music side of the game. And they was like, oh, the course was thorough. So I was able to get feedback from people. So, I'd have been probably a little bit more shook and reserved to buy it if it was his first time doing the course and I couldn't see any validation of his work or any critique of his work. So that was a plus. But the accessibility was the biggest thing. You're going to get a question answered. The presentation with the exams at the end to make sure you don't miss shit. And, I just kind of think that was dope about it. You know what I mean? And, in hindsight, it's something I believe in. It was an option for me. If I ever decide, oh, man, I believe in your course and I think it's dope, I would like to be an affiliate marketer. That's something that I wouldn't mind doing because it's something that I actually use. Y'all know if there's a link, I'm not going to link y'all to death. There's a bunch of things on here that people recommended me to do and I haven't done. Like, oh, you should put a Cash App up. I'm not doing that shit because it's just something that I don't want to do. I'm not comfortable with doing at this point. I'm not trying to link people to death with 75 links in the thumbnail and in the description box. I'm not doing that shit. I feel like the things I put in there are things I use. You know what I mean? Webull, Acorns, this stuff. My kid's investment account is with Acorns. That's where it's at. So I feel comfortable using that. That's where I'm gonna put it. So just that's kind of my take on it. I don't think it's a bad idea to take a course in anything from a content creator. Just make sure you do your due diligence. Because I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to these courses and everybody being self-proclaimed experts, a lot of people be on that BS. There's a lot of scammers out there who just gonna redo something, remix something. They're gonna take together a bunch of old videos and sell it as one course. Nah, all this shit that was on this class was all new content that he created to present to the people who purchased it for the first time. Now he may have did some older videos on it, but he redid it, updated things, and that was something that I appreciated. So I'm gonna chop that up. It was worth it. Again, I don't know that dude, so it was definitely an unbiased thing. I actually was kind of hoping it sucked so I could have got on here and talk shit about him, but it was nothing really crazy for me to say. I mean, even the Think Media, it wasn't nothing crazy related to Think Media. I just couldn't rock with the presentation. The presentation was dry. It was just something that just didn't fit for me. Avoid the things that I talked about in the beginning. Don't do the shit that I did. You know what I mean? Don't stay away from the Facebook groups for YouTube growth. All you're gonna do is get your video pushed out to somewhere in Uzbekistan, and it's gonna fuck up your algorithm. And then the next thing you know, it's gonna mess up your algorithm. The next thing you know, you're gonna have a bunch of bots on your page and all sorts of crazy stuff. So first things first, I would definitely stay away from all of that. 300 an hour, man. I wish somebody would sell me some advice on anything related to from a YouTube content creator for $300 an hour. You must be good. $300 an hour. I'd have expected him to fly here from wherever the hell he stay at, come into this studio right here, pull up my old whiteboard that I used to have, and actually teach the damn course by himself for me, my wife, and my kids and my neighbors. That's crazy that people are charging that much. But that's why I say you got to be careful because there's a lot of scammers out here. Yeah, there's a lot of scammers out here. I mean, it's people who don't have a Series 63 license and don't have the adequate license to sell stocks and commodities who have investment groups where they're giving out like real talk investment advice. Like me, I stay away from that stuff like the plague. You know what I mean? Something like YouTube growth, I could see why you could buy a course like that because it's something that like you can buy a YouTube growth course from a person who actually grew on YouTube. Like that makes sense. But would I invest in an investment club for somebody who doesn't have formal education in investing? Hell no, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I tell you, there is a catch to that though, with using those shorts with celebrities on it. You have to be careful when you start using shorts with celebrities on it. Is good, but there's a couple things you gotta do to be careful on. One, you can't use a TikTok short on YouTube. They do not like that shit, and your channel will no longer be monetized. You have to reapply. That's point number one. And so there's an app for that. There's an app called SnapTick. You can put it on your phone. You upload something to Instagram or TikTok, you copy the link, put it in Snapchat, it'll download that same video with no watermark. Then you can put it on all your platforms. So that's how you see I take a TikTok video and put it on YouTube and put it on IG and that app is free. It's called SnapTick, SNAPTIK. It's free. So that's point number one. Point number two is how shorts are monetized, and I know they're making some changes to it. You have to do something to put a twist on the content to make the content yours. You know what I mean? So, and it could be something as small as adding closed caption to it and putting the words up there, putting your logo up there, putting the title on there. But if it's just the actual clip, it's going to be a problem, and that's going to be something where it wouldn't count for purposes of monetization. That's point number one. Point number two, I tell you, I did, and I do this on some videos. Some videos I'll implement if it's a current event topic or something that a celebrity said. I'll implement a video, and that video is part of the actual broadcast. But you have to be really careful with that. Prime example: I did the live with my homegirl Tasha, who's a life insurance professional. That's kind of her area of expertise. And in that live video, I actually put a clip of Waka Flocka talking about how he uses his life insurance to borrow money from and everything like that. And it was literally like a 30-second clip. That same clip in a YouTube short with changed with me adding the titles and the logo and all of that stuff is fine. But that same clip in that video, I ended up having to remove that clip from that video. So that's why you see a lot of times if I do put a video up, and I'm pretty sure if how it reads it is through the audio. So a lot of times if I do put a video up and there's a celebrity in that video or celebrity clip in that video is there because there's a strong chance that video is not going to qualify for monetization. But those type of videos I'm not putting on a channel to really get a revenue stream. Those type of videos is for educational and entertainment purposes, but I'm using that celebrity to draw in an audience who may be like, what investments that made rappers millions? Let me click on this and see what this is. I already know that shit not going to be monetized. They're going to demonetize the hell out of that video, so I don't even attempt to turn it on. I just know that that video is just for bringing in views. That video is for getting subscribers, and that's kind of the best way to work those shorts if you're gonna do shorts with a celebrity. Nah, I'm not getting dressed up in no suit. Nah, I'm not getting dressed up in no suit. I know. I seen people do that, and hey, it kind of brings especially like attorneys, when attorneys do their little videos and they got on their suit and tie, it brings a certain and they could be on the live cutting up like lead attorney be saying some wild stuff, but hey, he got that suit and tie on. It gives some credibility to the stuff that he's saying because hey, he's a retired attorney and he's in the suit. So, but now your boy not going. I don't think I'm a break out a suit. What's going on, MT? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna break out a suit. I thought about it and I was like, nah. Even if you see that thumbnail you made for the video that we're gonna do tomorrow, y'all make sure y'all go over and check out my homegirl's Judy's channel. That's her channel name right up on the screen right there. But we're gonna do an interesting live tomorrow, and it's gonna be about sweetie pies and the murder for hire that was going on there, because that was something I wanted to talk about, but I just was like, with a lot of those topics, I try to talk about those things as they happen, and I was like, I couldn't catch that one, so I let it go. Now I will tell you, I actually ate a sweetie pies, and that shit was delicious. So I could tell you that the food was awesome. Wow, $2.95. I actually met someone at the conference I was at who actually is enrolled in the lead attorney's YouTube growth course. Because I actually asked her about it. I was like, "Yo, how is that course? How is that course? Is it a good thing to do? Is it a good thing?" And she didn't have no complaints about it. And I don't know if you never watched the lead attorney, like when you want to talk about is a difference between having subscribers, followers, and supporters. I'd be like, God damn, yeah, they be leaving $100, $200 super chats. But he got some really good content. It's educational, but mostly it's funny for me. But it's really dope content. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think the easiest thing to do is just, a lot of people just scared to get in front of the damn camera and cut it on. I think that's the biggest thing to do. But, you know, don't be afraid to take a course from a content creator, especially if it's related to the growth of YouTube. Now, if you take a course from a content creator outside of anything else aside from, like, if I woke up tomorrow and my channel was at 150,000 subscribers, like I would feel fairly confident in creating a course like, hey, this is what I did to get to this point. And I feel like that would be valid information. So I feel like that's something where a course really makes sense. Now, if you want to take a YouTube course on investing and trading stocks, I'm not saying people don't know what they're talking about just because they don't have the credentials and the qualifications or the letters beside their names or the certifications. That stuff you just have to proceed with more caution on. Y'all already know at the end of the day, I want to make sure that my people, my family, y'all don't get got and y'all out there winning. But I think that's really the best way to put it. Just be careful. Yeah, super chat's crazy. I'm telling you, go to Lead Attorney channel and watch him when he go live one day, and just sit back and look at the super chats. It's the craziest thing. I was like, I didn't even know you could give that much for a super chat. Yeah. YouTube took 30%. Hey, YouTube, they take 30% of the super chats. Damn. Well, there's some. But another thing you could do, and I haven't done this yet, but I thought about doing it. YouTube don't have the exclusive rights to your content. I actually know people who put their same and upload their same YouTube videos. There are smaller content platforms that are similar to YouTube out there that are easy to get monetized on, and you can repurpose your YouTube content on them. So I know a lot of people who are doing that. So don't think all those videos you got that's sitting in the archives are just kind of relegated to be there. Like honestly, if I wanted to, and I actually thought about doing this, I just didn't figure out what platform I wanted to do it on. I was thinking like, man, I'm gonna go to another platform and I'm gonna just upload all my videos in the same damn order that I uploaded them, because you got them all by calendar date. The first video, that'll be the first video. So I'll be 2 years ahead, but I have content for days that I could put out on that channel. And that's one of the things that your YouTube content isn't exclusive for YouTube. So, that's kind of dope about it. You can put it somewhere else. You can snatch the audio out and make it a damn podcast. So you got a lot of avenues and a lot of different things that you could do to, really make it work. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's dope. And I think it comes from it's there's nothing wrong with having an investor's course, and I put you in kind of a unique category as well, because again, I give credibility to the people who say I invest, but you show me what the hell you invested in, like that's why I feel comfortable. Like I ain't put my portfolio up in a while, but shit, my shit down like 31%. One of them down 31%. The smallest single stock portfolio that I started is the monthly investment challenge, down 31%. But my actual like real legit portfolio is only down like maybe 12% when I checked it. That was the first time me checking it all year. And at some point I retract and I go ahead and put those numbers back up. But again, I wouldn't have a problem with getting a beginner's investing course from somebody who's telling me about investing, but they're actually showing me what they're investing in. And so that's what I think you got a really good market, MT. You it's one thing to just say shit, but it's another thing to show shit. So you show improve, show improve, show improve, and that's kind of the good content that's going to be viable for those beginner types of courses. That's yeah. Hey, show receipts. That's it. Trust me. I ain't, you think I wanted to show y'all that bad year I had? Nah, I ain't want to show that bad year. But if I'm going to show all the green years, I got to show that red year. That red year was terrible. It's not wasn't as bad as this year though, but it was still bad. It was still pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And the other thing you got to think of too, it, and this is no shade on anybody who does any type of content, but you got to really think about, and I got this from people who've been doing the game for a while. You got to really think about the type of content you create and how it's going to be looked at, right? So prime example, I know that videos I do where I see someone does something stupid as hell and I'm like, oh man, Kanye West just got his bank accounts closed at like some big ass financial institution, and I was like, this dude is the worst. If I put that video up, I know that video is going to get probably 200 and something views, because it's a Kanye West doing something crazy. It's going to get targeted to all the audiences who already watched my kind of stupid tax videos. So that video going to get 200 something views easy. The thing with a video like that, if I do a video on a current event, at the end of the week, ain't nobody going back to search for that shit because that's old news. So a video like what to expect, is law school worth it? I did a video, is law school worth it? And that's one of my best performing videos. I did a video about your 1L year of law school, one of my best performing videos. A video about 529, because those type of things are people going to be searching, is law school worth it from here to the end of time. People going to be wanting you to break down what the hell a 529 fund is for education for their kids for a long time. So, at one point I had this thought of, I see a lot of people, they go live and they talk about the stocks and what happened in the news. But think about it. If I do a video talking about a stock, at the end of that day, that video got no reusability. That's not evergreen content because no, who gonna go back to a video and be like, hey, I want to know what Apple did on October 1st, 2021. Nobody gonna ever go to look at that. But if you had a video that said what stock is a better investment, Apple versus Microsoft, people gonna look at that shit forever. So, you know, I try to make videos that fall in both categories. I try to make videos around content that people are going to search because it's educational content, but I also try to make those videos that got some financial nexus or some you did some dumb shit that I need to talk about because I know those videos are going to have a buzz, but I also understand that those videos aren't going to have a lot of replay value. So as long as you understand that, I think you're going to be in a good position, you know. Oh man, my AMC is it's probably doing terrible right now. I ain't even really look at it, but I think I started buying it when it was like $9, and it's still like it's like maybe $11 or $12. So it ain't like I'm broke or nothing, and I'm just gonna hold it indefinitely. But I'm not gonna hold it indefinitely. The next time if it ever jump up again, I know exactly what the hell I'm gonna sell it at because I should have sold it a long time ago. But hey, it goes the experiment. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, that's because those videos show a story. People like to see those stories. I watch I love those stories because I like to see the progress. You know what I mean? So I think that those are going to be your biggest videos that you're probably going to have because people like seeing you make that progress. But think about it. If I did a video on what did the stock market do today, at the end of the day, that video is done and it's never going to get viewed again because who the hell gonna look up what the stock market did on October 19th? Don't nobody give a damn about what the stock market did on October 19th when it's November 4th. But if your video is titled The Basics of the Stock Market 101, people are gonna look up that stuff forever and it's gonna be indefinite. So yeah, those are some gems that I got from the course. Um, so hey, I just wanted to let y'all know it's okay to buy a YouTube course. Just make sure you do diligence, make sure you do your research. It's okay to create a course. I actually recommend creating a YouTube course. When y'all shit pop off and y'all blow up or whatever it is you've been talking about, if you got the skill set and you do the proven show, make a course out there because there's people out there who want to hang on to every word. And so you definitely got to capitalize on it. Hey, I appreciate all y'all tuning in this Friday. Hey, late pitch. Y'all make sure y'all check out. I'm gonna put her comment on the screen so you can see the channel name. Go check out the video tomorrow, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be having an in-depth conversation about a murder for hire at Sweetie Pies, which has some of the most delicious food I ever had. And unfortunately, I'm never going to get a chance to partake in that again. Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Take care. Peace.